We're in a buyer's market, so if you're a seller, you have to make sure that there is no excuses for a buyer to not purchase your property. What do I mean by that? It's like, well, you have to bend over backwards. You have to be priced well. It has to look good. You have to do all the advertisements, open houses. You got to remove any excuses for why the buyer will not pick your property over another. If you are in any situation which may prolong the selling price, for example, I had one of my clients, a couple of my clients, they're going through probate. Their parent passed away, which means a probate is a process when you're transferring the property, usually from a loved one to somebody else after they pass. You have to pay taxes, etc. It could take 6 months, it could take 12 months. And I've told a lot of my clients, just wait. There's no point of putting the property on the market because you're going to have to put a probate clause in there. If somebody gives an offer and it's going to be supposed to close in 3 months and probate's not done, they're going to prolong it for another month, and they'll keep prolonging it. That's going to scare away buyers. They're just going to say, screw it, I'm going to go put an offer on a property that doesn't have probate. Same thing with renters. Be careful. If you're not selling the property as an investment property and just maybe you're trying to market it to an end user, like for example, a condo, a townhome, something like that, that you know it's going to be occupied by one person, well, you want to be able to appease and cash your net to somebody who's going to live there. So chances are it's probably a good idea to have either talk with your tenant or have them find a way for them to have the home vacant while you're doing showings. Again, you want to give no excuse for a buyer not to purchase your property. Especially with renters, we're saying that before, I've seen tenants that agree to move out, and when the time comes to move out, they won't move, and that's prolonging the sale. So you can see why buyers, when they're looking at somebody with a tenant in there and they're saying, what if they don't move? What happens? So again, talk with your agent and try to remove every single obstacle in order for a buyer to not purchase your property. Again, in this market, you have to be able to cast the widest net and also appease the buyers as much as you possibly can in this buyer's market.